So if I ever say it's assistive technology, so we offer evaluations, installations, and trainings. The majority of the ones that we do are through DDS. We also work with BRS. We work with some schools and a few other programs. We're also coming up on the end of another program that we've been running called Bridging the Digital Divide, where we've been working primarily with seniors. But I'll tell you a little bit about a little bit more about all of that later. Just to start very quick, I want to share a fun little story about this picture here, or an interesting little story. So the first picture you see here on my slide is myself with a consumer that I worked with a few years ago, and this is just a really good introduction to how amazing technology can be. So this consumer has cerebral palsy, and she had never used, she had used some technology. She had a laptop, but she really didn't have a lot of access to it. And one thing that she'd always wanted to be able to do was to change the channels on her TV, which this consumer, as you maybe can see, she only has mobility in that one finger that she's using on the trackball. She had big dreams. She wanted to be able to change the channels on her TV. So we set her up with an iPad that we lent her from our AT center. And I connected this trackball mouse that you see in the picture to the iPad, and then I installed an app, like a remote app on the iPad. And now using this device, she, for the first time in her 38 years of life, was able to change the channels on her TV. So it may not seem like a huge step in independence to a lot of people who, you know, regularly are able to change the channels on their TV. But for somebody like this woman, this was a huge step in independence. And so that's what we do. Our biggest goal here is to improve independence for our consumers. Okay. So again, my name is Miriam. I'm the manager of accessibility services here at UCP. I've been with UCP for 3 years now, and I started out in the inclusion and advocacy program. Our inclusion and advocacy program strives to meet the needs of consumers with disabilities in terms of like basic needs and housing. We also do like live participation services. But that program mostly serves Southeastern Connecticut. My role, I oversee the AT Center and the Assistive Technology Program in our staff. And I'm also an assistive technology specialist. And what that means is that I'm able to go out and perform AT evaluations and recommend technology that I believe would improve the lives of whomever I'm serving. So I'm just kind of going to read off the screen for you here. So our mission is to advance the independence and full citizenship of individuals across the spectrum of disabilities, including CP. Our name is a little bit misleading. We do not only serve people with cerebral palsy, we serve people of all ages and all stages, really with any physical or cognitive disability. We are part of a nationwide network of affiliates who strive to ensure the inclusion of people with disabilities in every facet of society. This UCP is the only one that's in Connecticut. And our nonprofit stands out because we have the Assistive Technology Center and services. So again, we provide services and supports for all ages and all stages. And our AT Center offers demonstrations, technology lending library, assessments, individual and group training. We do have an office here. It's at Waterford. We're technically in Quaker Hill. And then we have an office in Stratford as well. Our AT Center has a ton of technology that is free to borrow. So if anybody out there is ever considering using a piece of equipment for a loved one or a friend, or if you're ever thinking of using technology for yourself, you know, a lot of the technology comes with a pretty high price point. If you give us a call, we can take a look and see if we have the equipment you're looking for in our AT center, and you can borrow it for 4 weeks, no charge. We even have a staff that'll come and deliver it to you, and give you a quick introduction and set it up and see if it, you know, is something that you or somebody else is going to be able to use to improve independence. Okay. So what is assistive technology? So this is defined by the Assistive Technology Act of 2004. It's any item, piece of equipment, or product system, whether acquired commercially off the shelf, modified, or customized, that's used to increase, maintain, or improve functional capabilities of individuals with disabilities. When we talk about assistive technology, a lot of people very quickly assume that it's, you know, it's computers, it's iPads, it's all of that high-tech stuff. But actually, there's 3 grades of assistive technology. So we're talking about low-tech, mid-tech, and high-tech. So a couple of examples. Low-tech can be something as simple as, you know, adaptive utensils, for example. It can be really anything that, you know, doesn't require, you know, plugging it into a wall, for example. It can also be like a can opener with a different kind of grip. Again, it doesn't have to be something that's electric. Mid-tech, we're talking about larger scale things for reading. And high tech is, again, those computers, the iPads, that higher technology that requires a little bit more instruction and so on. So out of our AT center, we perform evaluations, demonstrations, trainings, trials. We also do a little bit of maintenance. We do installations. We do assist with purchasing equipment. We do that loans and lending, and we do offer group trainings and one-on-one trainings as well. So we're happy to come out and do a training or a presentation like we're doing today. But we also do that one-on-one training if somebody is looking for assistance with equipment that they have or equipment that they have borrowed from us. So within our AT center, we divide all of our equipment up by category. So we have computer access, we have smart home technology. So computer access can be like adaptive keyboards or mice, even speakers or you know, headphones that can be modified. We talk about smart home technology. So that would be, you know, like Alexa devices, Ring doorbell cameras, all of that kind of stuff. We have stuff for vision and hearing, so for enhanced visibility, or we have phones with extra loud speakers. We do a little bit of speech and language, although we are not speech and language pathologists. We do have some equipment in our AT center that can be borrowed for speech and language. And we are familiar with assisting in setting up some AAC programs like TouchChat, for example. We have technology that increases independent living. We have environmental control and adaptions. We do have some education, learning, and cognitive development. We do work pretty closely with some of our schools, our local schools, and they come and borrow technology to try out with their students so that they may learn better and more independently. We do have some recreation, sports, and leisure technology in our office as well. We do a little bit of mobility and seating and positioning, although it's not our biggest thing. And we have a little bit of vehicle modification and transportation resources as well. Okay, so I want to share this video with you all. So this is a video of a man named Ben that we provided an assistive technology assessment for a couple years ago. And Ben lived in his own home with his wife, who both Ben and his wife were wheelchair users. They're pretty tech savvy. And Ben here received an assistive technology assessment back in December of 2021. And through that assessment, he was granted funds to be able to purchase the technology that we had recommended, myself and my supervisor. And so upon receiving the funding for all this technology, we went to Ben's home and installed it. Some of the technology we installed included a smart microwave, some smart thermostats, a Ring doorbell, Ring solar lights, an Apple iPad, an Amazon Alexa device. We did some smart lights and some door locks. And so this just really went very far to increase Ben and his wife's independence. So I'm going to share this video with you guys real quick. Let me, I don't know if you'll have the sound on there, but let's try it out.
Nicely done.
All right, so in this video, you guys can see that Ben is typing in the lock, the password on his door handle. That was the code, and opening his front door for the first time by himself independently. This was something that he had never been able to do before. His mobility did not allow for him to use a key to lock and unlock his own home, so he'd always had assistance with this. What's even more amazing about this particular door lock that we installed is that utilizing his iPad that we also were able to provide through this AT assessment, Ben could lock and unlock his front door from his iPad. And one night, Ben and his wife had gone to bed. All of their staff, which came into their home during the day, had left for the day. And during the night, Ben's wife had become sick and he needed to be able to call for assistance. And so Ben was able to call 911, and through the app that we installed on his iPad that connected to the door lock, he was able to remotely open the door for EMT so that they didn't have to barge in, because remember, he's in a wheelchair and couldn't just get to the door. So that was just an amazing improvement in his independence and that safety that he needed at home. So a couple of pictures here of what we do on a day-to-day. The first picture up here you see is one of our consumers in our day program utilizing an iPad that we had loaned him with a communication app on there. And then a picture over here on the right is myself with our smart oven that we have in our AT center. And I'll talk a little bit more about smart ovens. Essentially, what this particular oven does is that it identifies food that you put into the oven, and it has a thermometer on the inside. It connects to an app on an iPad or a phone. And you can actually watch your food getting cooked. It'll also notify you when your food is properly cooked or cooked to the right temperature. This is something that we're actually seeing a lot of in the community that we serve, is that there are a lot of concerns with cooking and food being undercooked. And so putting in something like a smart oven really increases people's independence. And then down here at the bottom, it's kind of hard to see, but this is a consumer with very low vision, and she's wearing a pair of eyeglasses that has an attachment on the side, and that piece is actually helping her read the book that she's holding out there. So I'm just going to introduce you all to a little bit of trending technology, technology that we're often either lending out or recommending in our AT assessments. Um, so this first one here is a tap strap. This is a tool that we have in our AT center, and you put this tool on your hands, and tapping essentially works as a keyboard. So I can't remember the alphabet off of the top of my head, but for example, so like 2 taps would be an A with one finger, and then 2 taps with another finger would be a B. And you connect it to whatever device you're using, like a smartphone or a tablet. And just using this tapping motion, you would be able to type onto the device. This device right here is called the Wallabot Home. It's a fall detection system. We have a lot of concerns in this community with falls, especially for our individuals with mobility challenges who would like to be more independent. You know, if you have somebody who is at high risk of fall, it's very hard to leave them alone, right? So something like this device is a really, really great way to detect falls. Um, it detects falls in your home and notifies an emergency contact through a two-way voice call. You'd still have to connect a phone to it. There's no camera involved. It goes off of a sensor system. And this one actually doesn't have any monthly subscriptions or contracts. We also do a lot of wearable technology. We work very hard to make sure that the technology that we recommend through our assessments and such are very compatible. And so if we have a consumer, for example, who uses an iPhone and they're looking maybe to be able to track their health a little bit better, or maybe using location services, for example, we'll recommend wearable technology, for instance, to help with time management and schedules and reminders. These are also great at relieving anxiety and stress, both for the consumers and for parents or loved ones looking to be able to locate their loved one. These devices also work as walkie-talkies. You can do the directions, weather, water reminders, the location again. And some of the newer ones will also actually do alert emergency services if a fall is detected. This works really well, actually. My husband and I go skiing, and he wore a watch one time, and he had a pretty bad fall. His wrist slammed against the ground, and his watch immediately called 911, which was, you know, luckily we didn't need it at the time, but it is amazing to see that kind of technology in action. Something that we're very often recommending and installing for our consumers with disabilities is the Echo devices. I do have an Echo device in my office, and as you guys probably know, you use a wake word Alexa to turn it on. Stop. So if I refer to it as Miss A, it's because I don't want my device in my office going on. So Miss A makes your life easier. It's fun, it's smart, and it can be meaningful too. We use it often to be able to display calendars, reminders, right on the devices in our consumers' homes. We also very often use it to combine security systems, so you'll be able to connect like your Ring doorbell, for example, or any other kind of camera that's compatible with the Echo devices, and be able to access it through here. It's also just a really fun tool to have in your home. She'll tell you jokes. She'll sing you happy birthday. You can do a bunch of games on there, and you can even put your photos on there. We are often placing these in the homes of our consumers who are trying to learn how to cook as well, because you can set timers and you can even look up recipes. You can add stuff straight to your shopping list. And what's really great about these devices is that they're voice operated. So even somebody who has limited mobility is able to use their smart home technology. We're often creating routines on these devices that limits the need for prompting as well. And this particular device works really well as a hub for your home as well. And you can access everything right through the screen with your voice or through apps on your tablet technology or mobile technology. Okay. This is a very cool, very high-tech device. It's called the Orcam Reader. It's for people with mild or low vision, reading fatigue, reading difficulties. This device has a camera on the bottom of it, right here, if you guys can see my mouse. So you point this device at whatever you're trying to read. There's a little laser that'll point onto your page here. You click the button up here and it takes a picture and it reads out loud to you. You can also attach headphones to it if you're in a public space, for example. This is a device that is often requested by our consumers with blindness or low vision. And this is the Orcam My Eye. This is what that consumer with low vision was wearing in some of the first pictures. She was reading a book. This is a voice activated device that attaches virtually to any glasses. And it reads to you from a book or from your smartphone. It actually also helps to recognize faces. So if, let's say, you're walking down a hall, you're able to store, like visually store faces into this device. And let's say you're walking down a hall, you're wearing these glasses, the device will tell you when it recognizes the face who you're walking towards. Yeah. All right. This is a new smart oven that we're recommending here and there. It's designed for easy meal prep. And it cooks your meals to the temperatures that are where it's safe for consumption. So what's really cool about this oven, for somebody who's interested in living independently, but maybe doesn't have a lot of cooking skills or just has trouble cooking in general, this oven comes with, or you can purchase a meal subscription to it that has, the meals come prepackaged, and they have QR codes on them. You scan the QR code right here underneath this camera right here, and the oven knows exactly how to cook your food. So it's a way for somebody to be able to feed themselves safely and independently. It's a really great oven. You can cook other food in there as well, but this particular oven, we like to recommend the meal subscription to go with it. We work a lot with built-in accessibility as well. So I think oftentimes, we carry around these tablets or our smartphones, and a lot of people have never really ventured into the accessibility piece in their settings. And so I think often, we're not utilizing our devices to their full capabilities. So something that I work a lot with is built-in accessibility. Myself and my team teach particularly our senior population through our Bridging the Digital Divide program how to access something like live captions, where you have these live captions during a FaceTime call. We teach our consumers how to increase font size or decrease font size or change really any other type of visibility needs on the screen. We teach them how to zoom in and zoom out. You can even add like screen readers to your phone so that you can have text read out loud to you. With these devices, you're able to connect them to hearing aids. There are so many accessibility features on our devices that we're able to assist individuals with accessing and customizing them to their needs. I personally am a very big fan of Apple because it is a it's just super customizable. This is another device that is often recommended. It's the Angel Sense watch. It's a GPS tracker for anyone who will a watch, and it's monitored for location and for safety reporting. We recommend this for individuals who tend to bolt, so that somebody can safely locate them again. This also lets the wearer send an SOS or check in from their location. And there's two-way communication through it. Here is a toothbrush that we're often recommending. So this one from Colgate is really great. There's another toothbrush from Oral-B that we often recommend as well. What's really cool about these two toothbrushes is that, as you can see here on the smartphone, it tracks where you've brushed your teeth in your mouth. And so this helps prevent cavities and so on and so forth, and just making sure that our individuals are keeping up their, personal hygiene. It stores the data. So if you are concerned that somebody that you care for who perhaps is living independently, you don't know if they're brushing their teeth or not, this is a really good way to track that and be able to give some more encouragement and maybe some more training on, this is how we brush our teeth appropriately. And that's it for the technology that I was going to introduce to you guys today. And I am here for questions. I know that this was probably a lot of information very fast, so please ask me anything.